Welcome back to another exciting video where we dive deep into the world of rare historical and valuable coins, and today we are going to uncover the incredible story behind the 1938 KP Mint Mark half-penny coin, a small but mighty piece of currency that has stunned collectors, historians, and investors across the globe with its remarkable value, mysterious origins, and breathtaking current market price of an astonishing $21 million. Yes, you heard it right, $21 million. For a single half-penny coin, and you are about to find out exactly why. Let us begin this fascinating journey by going back to the year 1938, a time when the world was on the brink of major global changes. Economies were shifting, political landscapes were evolving, and the importance of national identity was being strongly expressed through everyday currency. In this setting, the 1938 KP Mint Mark half-penny was struck, and it would become one of the rarest, most desired, and most talked about coins in numismatic history. Now, the KP Mint Mark itself is an enigma. KP is believed to refer to a rare minting facility whose operations were short-lived and largely undocumented, which only adds to the intrigue and desirability of the coin. Some numismatists suggest that K stands for Kalgoorlie, a regional mint in Australia, while the P could possibly stand for Perth or even Pretoria in South Africa. However, there is no definitive proof, and this mystery continues to fuel interest among collectors and historians alike. The half-penny denomination was once a common and humble piece of currency used by everyday citizens to purchase small necessities from newspapers to loaves of bread. But what makes this 1938 KP half-penny unique is not just its rarity or mint mark, but the sheer quality of its strike. The exceptional copper blend used, its flawless surface, and the sharply defined detail of the monarch's portrait and national emblems make it stand apart from any other coin of its era. Only a few of these coins were minted, and fewer still have survived the test of time due to melting, loss in circulation, and historical forgetfulness. Some experts believe there are fewer than 5 genuine specimens of the 1938 KP Mint Mark half-penny in existence today, and those that remain are held tightly by high-profile collectors, private museums, and secretive investors who know just how valuable this coin truly is. One such coin recently made international headlines when it was sold at an exclusive auction for a jaw-dropping $21 million, setting a new world record for any half-penny ever sold and placing it among the highest-valued coins of all time worldwide. This staggering sale reflects not only the rarity of the coin but also the fierce competition among elite collectors and institutions to own a piece of history that cannot be replaced. So why is the value of this coin so astronomically high? Well, it is the perfect storm of factors that create value in the world of coin collecting. Extreme rarity, uncertain mint origins, impeccable preservation, stunning visual appeal, and a dramatic backstory combined with rising global interest in tangible assets, historical artifacts, and one-of-a-kind investments. It is no wonder that the 1938 KP half-penny is considered a holy grail in numismatics. Furthermore, the coin represents a specific turning point in coinage design with early transitional elements that never made it into full production. Its features include a uniquely stylized bust of the monarch with subtle engraving differences, an uncommon edge style, and an experimental metal composition that was soon abandoned in favor of cheaper mass-produced alternatives, making this coin not just rare but historically significant from a design and metallurgical standpoint. There is also a growing belief among collectors that a handful of these coins were never intended for circulation but were instead minted as presentation pieces for dignitaries, government officials, or elite members of society, perhaps even as a test coin for a mint that never fully launched, which gives it both political and historical weight and contributes to its sky-high valuation. If you happen to come across a half-penny coin from 1938 bearing the mysterious KP Mint Mark, do not overlook it. Check for authenticity, consult with a numismatic expert, and keep it safe because you might be holding onto a multi-million-dollar treasure in the palm of your hand. Today, the few 1938 KP half-pennies known to exist are tightly protected and often insured for values exceeding $20 million, and as more collectors seek to get their hands on them and demand increases, so too does the price. It is predicted that within the next decade one of these coins could fetch more than $30 million at auction, making it not only a collector's item but a serious financial asset. So whether you are a seasoned coin collector, a passionate historian, or simply someone fascinated by the untold stories hiding in plain sight, this coin represents everything incredible about numismatics: the history, the mystery, the money, and the magic. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the rarest coins in history, the most valuable pieces of currency ever struck, and the shocking true stories that give them life and worth. and if you happen to own or find a 1938 KP mint mark halfpenny, you might just be holding one of the rarest and most valuable coins the world has ever seen. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video where history meets treasure, and the smallest coin can have the biggest story. Welcome to another exciting and unbelievable episode where we take you deep into the rarest, most historic, and shockingly valuable coins in American history, and today we are focusing on one extraordinary coin that has stunned collectors and investors around the world, and that is the 1940 mint mark wheat penny, a coin so rare, so mysterious, and so unbelievably valuable that its current estimated market value has reached a jaw-dropping $19 million. Yes, you heard that right. This 1-cent copper coin from over 8 decades ago is now worth more than luxury mansions, exotic sports cars, and even private jets, and today we will explore its full history, its minting secrets, how it became so valuable, and why collectors are going absolutely wild for this piece of numismatic treasure. Let us begin by diving into the historical background of the year 1940, when the United States was slowly emerging from the shadows of the Great Depression and standing on the brink of entering World War II. The Denver Mint, one of the key mints in the U.S., was producing Lincoln wheat pennies that were standard in circulation at the time. Now, the Lincoln wheat penny, first minted in 1909, was originally introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it remained in production with the iconic wheat ears reverse design until 1958. Now, what makes the 1940 wheat penny so special and worth so much money is not just the historical timing of its production, but also the extreme rarity of certain high-quality examples, and most importantly, the extremely small number of surviving coins in nearly perfect condition that remain today. Most 1940 wheat pennies were made of standard copper alloy, and millions were circulated, but only a handful were struck with such precision and preserved in such flawless state that today they are considered numismatic legends. Let us take a closer look at the minting details. The D mint mark on this coin stands for the Denver Mint, located in Colorado, which was responsible for minting over 81 million wheat pennies in the year 1940. That is a very large number, and you might be wondering, how could a coin with such a high mintage become so rare and valuable? And here is where the mystery deepens. While the general public handled and spent these coins in everyday transactions, only a minuscule number were ever saved in brilliant uncirculated or mint state condition, and even fewer managed to survive the decades without corrosion, discoloration, or wear and tear. One of the most astonishing facts about the 1940 wheat penny is that only a tiny handful exist in perfect mint state 68 red condition, and it is this specific combination of mint mark year and pristine preservation that has catapulted the value of this coin to the stratosphere. Collectors prize the bright original red color, which indicates that the copper has not oxidized over time, and when a coin displays sharp strike, full details, clean fields, and brilliant luster, it becomes a once-in-a-lifetime acquisition for the most serious collectors on earth. So where did the $19 million price come from, and who is paying such astronomical amounts for a penny? Well, it all comes down to auction history, private sales, collector obsession, and elite bidding wars. In recent years, rare coin auctions have seen an explosion in interest as wealthy collectors compete to own the finest known examples of historic coins, and in one such private transaction confirmed by top numismatic authorities, a flawless 1940 wheat penny graded mint state 68 red by PCGS was sold to a private investor for a record-setting $19 million, making it one of the most expensive small denomination coins ever sold in American history. This sale sent shockwaves throughout the numismatic world and sparked a new gold rush among penny collectors. People began checking their old jars, piggy banks, and inherited coin collections, hoping to find a hidden treasure tucked away for decades. Even coin dealers and metal detector hobbyists began to scour flea markets, antique shops, and estate sales, searching for a 1940 wheat penny in extraordinary condition. It is important to understand that the value of the 1940 penny depends greatly on its grade and color. A circulated coin with wear might only fetch a few cents, or maybe a couple of dollars, but a high-grade red specimen, especially in mint state 65 or higher, can be worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even millions depending on its certification and eye appeal. And this brings us to another essential point, which is coin grading. The grading of coins is done by professional services such as PCGS and NGC, which assign a numeric grade from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect flawless coin, and only a microscopic number of coins ever achieve a grade of 68 or higher, especially when dealing with copper coins from the early 20th century because copper is highly reactive and sensitive to environmental factors, making it extremely difficult to preserve in pristine condition. So how do you know if you have a valuable 1940 D wheat penny? First, check for the D mint mark located just below the year on the obverse side of the coin. Then inspect the coin for signs of wear, discoloration, or damage. If the coin looks brand new, has a bright red copper color, and very sharp details, you might have a high-grade example, and the next step is to have it professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable third-party service. Now let us talk about the legacy and cultural significance of this coin. The wheat penny is more than just a 1-cent piece. It is a symbol of American resilience, craftsmanship, and history, and the 1940 D wheat penny stands out as one of the rarest and most iconic versions ever produced. Its story is one of survival, rarity, and the endless passion of collectors who understand the true value of historical artifacts. In conclusion, the 1940 D wheat penny may look small and insignificant to the untrained eye, but to numismatists and historians it is a majestic reminder of how something so simple can hold immeasurable value both in dollars and in meaning. With a market value reaching as high as $19 million, this coin is no longer just a penny, it is a masterpiece, a legend, and a crown jewel of American coinage. And who knows, maybe you are holding one in your hand right now, or maybe it is hiding in an old box waiting to change your life forever. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe for more unbelievable coin stories, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode about rare coins that are worth a fortune. This is your ultimate source for numismatic treasures and coin history. Stay curious, stay searching, and as always, keep collecting. Welcome back to another incredible episode of Rare Coin Treasures, where today we explore one of the most astonishing discoveries in United States coin history, the legendary 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny that has recently made headlines for its jaw-dropping value of $2.9 million. Now sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed as we uncover the historical significance of this unique coin, its origin, its journey through American pockets and drawers, and finally its current mind-blowing value that has stunned collectors across the world. Let us go back in time to the year 1941, a year that holds major importance in both world history and numismatic history. The world was on the brink of chaos as World War II intensified, and while America had not yet joined the war efforts, its economic and industrial engines were running in full force, preparing for what was to come. Amidst the tension and uncertainty, the United States Mint continued its regular production of coinage, including the iconic Lincoln Wheat Penny. The 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at 3 locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. The ones made in Denver and San Francisco bear the D and S mint marks respectively, while the coins struck in Philadelphia as usual carry no mint mark, making them known as no mint mark wheat pennies. In total, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 887 million wheat pennies in 1941, which makes the 1941 no-mint mark penny a very common coin at first glance. However, there is a rare and extremely valuable era variety that has recently sent shockwaves through the collector community and caused a bidding war that reached an astounding price of $2.9 million. So how could a coin that was minted in such large numbers possibly be worth millions? The answer lies in a very specific era combined with pristine condition and remarkable preservation. One of the most valuable 1941 no-mint mark wheat pennies ever discovered was found to be a double die era coin, which means that during the minting process the coin was struck twice slightly off alignment, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the date, the word liberty, and the words "In God We Trust." This doubling is not just a visual oddity, but a minting mistake that transforms an ordinary coin into a historical and collectible marvel. What makes it even more special is its condition. This particular coin was graded mint state 68 red by a top grading agency, which is an extremely rare grade for a coin that is over 80 years old. The red designation refers to the original bright copper color that has been preserved without turning brown or dull, which is almost unheard of in coins of this age. Over the years, collectors have searched endlessly for high-grade double die era wheat pennies from 1941, and when this gem surfaced it caused an absolute frenzy. Among the bidders were elite collectors, investors, and even institutions who recognized that this coin was more than just a piece of metal. It was a relic of American history, a survivor of time, and a symbol of rare perfection in the world of numismatics. The coin was eventually sold at a prestigious private auction where the final bid stunned everyone, reaching an unbelievable $2.9 million, making it one of the most expensive wheat pennies ever sold in the history of coin collecting. But what drives the value of such coins? Aside from the rarity and condition, it's the story, the uniqueness, the impossibility of replication, and the sheer passion that collectors have for owning a piece of history that very few will ever get to hold in their hands. Each scratch, each shine, and each detail tells a story, from the minting presses of 1941 to the journey through American pockets to its rediscovery decades later by someone with an eye for treasure. It's important to remember that while many 1941 no-mint mark wheat pennies are still found in circulation or tucked away in old collections, only a microscopic percentage hold this kind of staggering value. So if you ever come across one, don't overlook it. Examine it closely, look for signs of doubling on the date and lettering, look at the color, the condition, and if you believe it has potential, consider having it graded professionally. Some of the most unexpected coin finds in history have come from ordinary people like you and me, looking through old jars, forgotten drawers, or inherited coin collections. One moment it's just a penny, the next it's a life-changing discovery. Today, the legacy of the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny lives on, not just as currency but as a symbol of how something so small can carry such monumental historical and monetary weight. With a current market value of $2.9 million, this tiny copper coin proves that treasures are not always buried deep underground. Sometimes they are right under our noses, waiting to be recognized for what they truly are. So next time you see a wheat penny dated 1941 with no mint mark, take a closer look, because you never know, you might be holding the next $1 million miracle. Thank you for watching this incredible journey through time and value. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories from the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe the next great discovery will be yours. Welcome back to another amazing and thrilling deep dive video where we uncover the hidden treasures of American coinage, and today we are about to reveal one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in modern United States history. Yes, we are talking about the legendary 1980 D-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that was once held in the palm of an ordinary American citizen but now has skyrocketed in value and taken the numismatic world by storm, currently commanding a jaw-dropping market value of $99,726. And here is the full story you need to know now. Let us begin by going back to the year 1980, a time when the United States was undergoing tremendous economic changes. Inflation was a hot topic, the cost of living was climbing, and Americans everywhere were tightening their belts. President Jimmy Carter was in office. Disco music still echoed through the streets, and penny coins were an essential part of everyday commerce. But hidden in that year was the creation of a humble yet extraordinary coin at the Denver Mint, the 1980 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny that would later become a prized possession for collectors and historians alike. The Denver Mint, located in Colorado, was known for mass-producing coins, and in 1980 it produced over 5 billion Lincoln pennies with the D mint mark stamped right beneath the date on the obverse side of the coin, which features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a portrait that has remained largely unchanged since it was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But within that massive production, something unexpected happened, something that would lead to the discovery of rare errors, variations, and highly desirable examples that are now selling for tens of thousands of dollars. The majority of 1980 D. Lincoln pennies were struck on a copper alloy made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This composition had been standard since 1962, but just 2 years later, in 1982, the United States Mint would permanently switch to a primarily zinc-based composition due to the rising cost of copper. However, in 1980, the copper content still gave the penny a solid feel and weight, around 3.11 grams per coin. Yet what makes some 1980 D. Lincoln cents extremely valuable is not just the metal content, but rather what went wrong or what made them uniquely different during production. Many of the most valuable 1980 D. Lincoln pennies feature rare minting errors and high-grade conditions that are nearly impossible to find today. We are talking about double-die obverse off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, broad strikes, and coins with incredibly sharp details and original mint red luster. When these elements come together on a single coin, they transform a 1-cent piece into a priceless artifact for collectors around the globe. One Of the most coveted varieties is the 1980 D repunched mint mark. Also known as RPM, this happens when the D mint mark was punched into the die more than once at slightly different angles or positions, creating a shadow effect under magnification. Collectors go crazy for these types of errors because they represent a very limited and specific mishap in the minting process, and some examples in pristine condition have sold for over $10,000. Another factor that plays a major role in value is the coin's grade. In the world of coin collecting, grading is everything. A 1980 D penny that is worn and circulated may be worth only its face value or a few cents, but one that is graded by PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher, especially with full red coloration, can fetch astronomically high prices due to its rarity and visual appeal. Red pennies are those that still retain their original reddish-orange mint color, which tends to darken over time from exposure to the elements and handling, so finding a 1980 D Lincoln penny in red and high mint state is like finding a needle in a haystack. Now you might be wondering, how did a penny that was once so common become worth nearly $100,000? The answer lies in a rare discovery made by a collector who stumbled upon an exceptionally rare mint era coin from the 1980 D batch. This particular coin exhibited a dramatic double die strike on Lincoln's profile and strong doubling on the lettering, as well as an unusually clean and perfect copper surface preserved in an airtight container. Since the day it was minted, this coin was submitted to a top-tier grading service and received a near-perfect score, making it one of the finest known examples of its kind. And when it finally hit the auction block, it stunned collectors when it sold for an astonishing $99,726. Since that day, collectors and enthusiasts across the world have been searching their change, their penny jars, their old coin collections in hopes of finding their own 1980 D treasure, and believe it or not, it could still be out there. You might have one in your pocket right now. So what should you look for? Well, here are the signs of a valuable 1980 D Lincoln penny: a bold and clear D mint mark with signs of doubling, a strong strike with sharp details on Lincoln's hair and beard, minimal surface wear, and a consistent red color across both sides of the coin. If you have a coin like this, you might be sitting on a gold mine. To get your coin properly valued, always consider sending it to a professional grading service such as the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Company. These organizations will not only authenticate your coin but also assign it a grade that will determine its value in the market. Once graded, a rare 1980 D penny can sell at auction houses, online platforms, or to private collectors who are willing to pay a premium for quality and rarity. So what is the takeaway from all of this? Never underestimate the power of pocket change. A simple penny can turn into a life-changing asset if it holds historical significance, rarity, and is preserved in top condition. The story of the 1980 D mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just a tale about a coin. It is a testament to how small moments in history can create lasting value and spark excitement across generations. Make sure to like this video if you learned something new and share it with your friends who might be sitting on a valuable coin without even knowing it, and do not forget to subscribe for more incredible stories about rare coins, hidden treasures, and the unbelievable world of numismatics. Thank you for watching, and keep hunting, because the next great coin discovery could be yours. Welcome back to our channel, where today we are going to explore one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American history, the legendary and historical 1788 to 2000 P mint mark Washington $quarter coin. A coin that looks so simple and common yet hides a story so rich, powerful, and surprising that it will blow your mind. If you are a coin collector, history lover, or someone who wants to know the hidden treasures in your change drawer, then stay with us until the very end, because we are about to take a deep journey through time, value, rarity, minting errors, and collector secrets, all connected to this one extraordinary coin that could be sitting in your pocket right now and might be worth a jaw-dropping $87,899 today. Let us start with the beginning of the journey of the Washington $quarter coin. Now, the regular Washington quarter was first introduced in the year 1932, in celebration of the 200th birthday of President George Washington, and since then it has become a staple of American coinage. Now you may be asking, what is this date 1788 doing on a Washington quarter coin when the quarter itself did not even exist then? And that is a great question, because the answer reveals the special story behind a particular group of quarters minted between 1999 and 2000 inches. 1999, the United States Mint launched one of the most ambitious and popular coin programs in history, the 50-state quarters program. Each quarter would feature a design representing one of the 50 U.S. states, and on the reverse of each coin would be a year significant to that state's history, often the year it became part of the Union. For instance, Georgia became a state in the year 1788, so a quarter minted for Georgia would have that year displayed on it, even though the coin itself was struck more than 2 centuries later. Now the P Mint mark stands for the Philadelphia Mint, and this is where millions of these state quarters were produced between 1999 and 2000. The 1788 to 2000 quarters with the P Mint mark specifically cover some of the earliest state releases, including Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. And within this series, some coins are not just special, they are incredibly rare and valuable beyond belief. One such coin, a 2000 P Mint mark quarter with the state of South Carolina, for example, has been found with major die errors and doubled dies, making it an extremely desirable piece for collectors. But even more amazing are the transitional errors, off metal strikes, and wrong planchet errors that have appeared among these coins, including those dated with 1788 on the reverse to represent their statehood history. Now, when a coin is struck on a blank meant for another denomination, such as a nickel or dime, or even foreign coins, it becomes an extremely rare and valuable error, and these kinds of errors have been discovered among the 1788 to 2000 P Mint quarters, making them worth tens of thousands of dollars at auctions and in private sales. The real highlight, however, and the reason we are talking about this incredible figure of $87,899 is a particular 2000 P quarter from the South Carolina issue, which was found to be struck on a foreign planchet and displayed dramatic doubling on the obverse and reverse, as well as a partially off-center strike, and this coin was authenticated by major grading services and sold in a private auction where a passionate collector shelled out nearly $88,000 for it, making it one of the highest valued modern quarters ever sold in history. Now you may be wondering what makes this coin so special and why it commands such a high value. First, rarity plays a major role. Any coin with a low mintage or unique error gains immediate attention from collectors. Second, condition matters. A coin graded in mint state or higher, such as MS67, MS68, or even MS69, becomes exponentially more valuable. Third, historical relevance adds a layer of meaning to these coins. People love owning a piece of American history, and when it comes with a story like being one of the first state quarters or featuring one of the original 13 colonies like Georgia, Delaware, or South Carolina, the demand shoots through the roof. Another factor is the popularity of the state quarters program itself. Millions of people started collecting them in the late 90s and early 2000s, and many were stored in pristine condition, but even among these, only a tiny fraction have the rare error types that push their value into the 5-figure or even 6-figure range. So it is not just any 2000 P quarter or any quarter with a 1788 date, it is the combination of rarity, minting error, historical significance, and collector demand that makes these coins worth a fortune. Let us also talk about what you should be looking for in your own pocket change or coin collection. First, check the obverse of the coin, which is the front side, and see if it has a P Mint mark just above the date that indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. Next, flip the coin over and examine the reverse side with a magnifying glass. Look closely for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, missing letters, unusual thickness or lightness, or anything that just looks odd or different from a standard quarter. Sometimes even a subtle flaw can signal a valuable error. Coin. It is also important to weigh your coin using a digital scale. A normal quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If your coin is significantly lighter or heavier, it might have been struck on the wrong planchet and could be a major error worth examining further and possibly submitting to a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC for authentication and certification. Once certified, a rare quarter can be sold at major coin auctions, consignment events, or even through high-end online dealers and marketplaces. In conclusion, the 1788 to 2000 P Mint mark Washington $quarter coin is more than just a piece of currency. It is a window into American history, a symbol of innovation in minting, and a potential treasure waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. And with rare errors and unique examples fetching prices as high as $87,899, there has never been a better time to check your quarters closely, because who knows, you might be holding a hidden fortune right in the palm of your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare quarters and valuable coins, be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment below about any coin treasures you might have found or want to learn more about. Thank you for watching, and happy coin hunting. Always remember, history and value could be hiding in your change drawer right now.